My name's Nicole Middleton. I work for Parks Australia and I lead a team that's managing 14 Australian marine parks in the southwest of Australia.
Hi, my name's Alison Wright. I'm the Program Coordinator for the Marine Park Science Program in South Australia.
The Investigator Marine Park in South Australia abuts the Commonwealth Western Eyre Marine Park. The proximity of the two neighbouring parks was an intentional design to maximise conservation outcomes for Australia. Here we have some of the most beautiful pristine waters and islands. I was lucky enough to be part of one of our biggest expeditions to discover more about our marine life in this area.
The best bit about the expedition for me was really getting to see the science in action and working with our partners to see what plants and animals are actually living in the marine park, and that helps Parks Australia better understand what we've got to manage.
Dive surveys give us a broader picture because we're able to collect information about the algal communities and also the small invertebrates that are in and amongst the habitat.
Acoustic receivers help us track the movements of animals which have previously been tagged. So an animal will swim by, the receiver records their movements, and we can come back later and pick it up and know which animals have been in the area.
My role on the expedition was to collect samples from both the state and the Commonwealth marine parks. In terms of the microplastics, we're really interested to see how much plastic there is even in quite remote offshore areas. We collected sediment samples from the seafloor to analyse to see whether there was any microplastics in them.
My other role on the expedition was to coordinate the habitat mapping. We used two techniques to do that. First of all, swath mapping, which uses sound to produce a 3D topographical image of the seafloor. The second technique we used was what we call inventory mapping. For that we use a video camera and we do drops in a grid pattern across the broader area of the sanctuary zone.
The AUV is a really cool piece of equipment because it's an autonomous robot, so we can just put it in the water and there is no tethers or anything else attached to it. And so it can be pre-programmed, and then we let it go and it'll go down to the bottom of the sea floor and we'll run transects to take pictures of the habitat that's down there.
RUBs are basically cameras that we deploy to the bottom of the ocean with bait attached so we can assess what fish live in the ecosystem. One of the biggest achievements for me on the expedition was being able to deploy RUBs to over 90 metres. This is actually the first time it's been done in South Australia, so it was a huge achievement. So far with processing the data, it's been really interesting to compare the different species seen in the Commonwealth and state marine parks. Obviously in the deeper waters we're seeing different species that we haven't seen before on our usual shallow RUBs. It's often considered South Australia's Galapagos, and I can see why now that I've set foot there.
Research expeditions such as this one to Pearson Isles really help us understand the marine biodiversity that we're trying to protect.